Experience is probably the most important resource in Minecraft, being essential for enchanting, mending, and to use the anvil. So in this video, I collected all the full tutorials for the 7 best easy but efficient XP farms for Minecraft 1.21 Bedrock Edition. Here's how to build the easiest Blaze XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Now we're going to build this in the nether and you need to find a fortress for building this. There we got these blaze spawners. This is where we build our Blaze XP farm. For the sake of building the farm, I recommend going into your settings and there select the difficulty peaceful so you don't get annoyed by any hostile mobs. Now the first thing that you want to do is to go right next to the spawner and dig down by 2 blocks. Then go right underneath the spawner, so like this, and there you want to dig down 2 more blocks. So now you're right underneath the spawner and 4 blocks down. Then what you want to do is to go 4 blocks into any of these directions. So we dug 2 blocks into this direction and we need to go 2 more blocks. Then place another 5th block and stack up by 2. Now you want to do this at the opposite side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wall. And then once you did that, you want to do this to the 2 remaining sides. As you can see, I did this to all 4 sides, and now you want to remove the middle block and replace it with a marking block. Now, you see that there are a lot of blocks within the area where we want to build this farm, which is within the 4 walls that we created. And you want to remove all of them. I hope you get what I mean. You just have your 4 boundaries and the spawner left, your floor is leveled, and there are no other blocks within the farm. And now you want to go ahead and fill in all blocks that you need to create a perfect square platform. After doing this, you should now have a perfect 9x9 platform. As the next step, get on top of the spawner, and there you want to stack up by 3. You want to remove these 2 blocks and place a slab on top of the spawner. Now what you want to do with this block is to connect it with all 4 boundaries of the farm. So this would be the first one. And you want to do this at all 4 sides. By doing this, we outlined the entire farm because we want to enclose it on all 6 sides. We already got the floor, but we need to put in 4 walls and a roof. So as the next step, I want you to put in all the blocks you need to fill in the entire roof. If you want to spare some blocks, you don't need to put blocks in these locations because we will have the wall at this height and it already is closed without these corner blocks. Now as you can see, I got the roof, and as the next step I want you to fill in all the 4 walls. Now I am finished with building the entire cube, and as you can see it is kind of ugly because I built it out of stone bricks. As you can see with this design, you can also build this out of glass and nether bricks for example, or anything else besides wood. So if you want to make this look nice, this would be the way to go. But let's continue with building our farm. Because as the next step, of course, we can't get inside of the farm, and for this case, I recommend having a door. To put it in, just break 2 blocks in the wall of your cube and place it wherever you want to. Now, as the next step, what you want to do is to get right to the middle block. You want to break the block and 3 blocks around. You can break the blocks on either side, this depends on you. Then what you want to do is to dig down 3 more blocks, so 2 and 3. Now if you got anything open, then just block off the entire thing so you are enclosed on all 4 sides. Because now I recommend having an opening to this side, which is the side where the farm is connected to the nether bridge. So in this location you want to dig yourself a small tunnel that connects the bridge with the killing chamber, and that way you can easily access this spot whenever you want to use the farm. Now once you got that tunnel set up, you just want to dig some blocks upwards. So you're right on top of the bridge. As you can see, this is the case right here. Now go back down and grab some chests because we now want to integrate the storage system to the farm. For this you want to place a double chest in this location, and as you can see I already broke some blocks temporarily, we will replace them later. Now grab 4 hoppers and you want to place 4 hoppers in these locations. All of them should funnel into the chest. Now you can replace the blocks and make yourself a way upwards, and then grab some slabs and place a slab on top of each and every one of these hoppers. Then you want to grab some buttons and signs. You want to place 2 buttons on this side and 2 on the other one, and on top of each button you want to place a sign. The sign should be above the button, and that way our lava streams, which we will now create, won't flow down into the killing chamber. Now you want to grab some lava, and you want to make sure that you have a safe spot. You can go ahead and place blocks at this block height, that way you are safe whenever you place lava buckets, because we want to place one lava source in every corner of the farm, so right here as well, in this corner and the fourth corner. By doing this, the lava should cover the entire floor of the farm, but should not drop down into our killing chamber. And after you did this, you want to remove these safe blocks and you want to go out of the farm. Now your farm is finished and already ready to use. In order to use it, you will need to have the difficulty on hard, and I go in survival to show you how it works. In order to use it, what you want to do is to just go down to your killing chamber, and as you can see, there's already a blaze that spawned. Now you just have to wait for the blazes to spawn. If you want to, you can go AFK for some time. And once you waited for a few minutes, there already be tons of blazes for you to kill. I recommend having a looting 3 sword in order to get the most outcome. Now you will collect all the experience automatically, and all the blaze rods will be in the large chest down here. I hope this farm helped you. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe, and then we see us again in the next video. See ya! This triple Armadillo XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock is totally insane and will give you more than 100 levels within only 3 minutes of using, so build it right now. Now this XP farm relies on our little friends, the armadillos. So I guess it makes sense to build the farm in savanna or badlands biomes, because this is where these guys will spawn. For the case that you want to build the farm at your base, you can also use minecarts and boats to transport them. Before we need the armadillos, let's start building the farm. So, in order to build the farm, what you need to do is to break 4 blocks in the floor like this. It should be a T shape. Now at these 3 positions, you want to place some sand blocks, and in this hole we now want to get ourselves a zombie. In order to do this, I recommend placing 4 temporary blocks like this. You can use dirt or anything else, and then 2 more in these 2 positions. Then add a trapdoor in between and flick it so the zombie will drop into the hole. Now in the night, just lure the zombie to your little construction, jump over the trapdoor, and the zombie should automatically drop into the hole. Next you want to take out a name tag and an anvil, and you want to rename the name tag in the anvil. You can choose whatever you want. I take zombie for simplicity. And then you want to make sure to give the zombie the name tag. This will make sure that the zombie will never despawn, because hostile mobs will vanish when they are too far away from players. After doing this, you want to place a wall above the zombie, then jump upwards. You want to go ahead and place some leaves on top of that wall, and a solid block above the leaves. Then it should look something like this, and you can wait for the day to continue building the farm. At this point, you can go ahead and remove all the holder blocks that you used for the zombie to drop into the hole, and also the trapdoor. But you want to have 1 holder block on top of each sand block. Now on top of each of these holder blocks, you now want to go ahead and place 1 composter like this. Now we want to get our armadillos and put them into the composters. I recommend having 3 armadillos in each of these composters, but you can do more or less if you want to. The more you do, the more experience you get. In order to get the armadillos into the composter, you can place a temporary block right here and right there, and then you can go ahead and construct a minecart rail system all the way upwards to the composter. Also, place some blocks around the composter so the armadillo will nicely fit into the hole of the composter. So let's say you got your armadillos around, just continue your railway, place a minecart on top, 1 armadillo will hop in, you just have to push the minecart upwards. Once the minecart is at the back of the track, you just have to break the minecart, and the armadillo will nicely fit into the composter. Then repeat this 2 more times, or of course how many else you want, push them all the way upwards and let them drop into the composters. After you finished 1 composter, you want to do this with the 2 other ones as well. Just a little side fact by the way, as you can see, the armadillos will curl in, and this is because of the zombie, which is a hostile mob, and whenever armadillos detect hostile mobs, they will curl in. This causes them to regenerate faster and take less damage, which we will use in the farm. Once you got all the armadillos in each of these 3 composters, you can go ahead and break all the holder blocks, so the dirt blocks right here, and also all the rails. We will not need them any longer. Make sure to also break the blocks beneath the composters, we will also not need them anymore. As the next step, what you want to do is to place 1 holder block on top of each of these composters. Then you want to place solid blocks in these 2 corners. Now I will use glass for this because it looks nice and you can see what's going on in the farm, but you can also use regular blocks. Now take some fences and place 1 in this position, 1 at this side and 1 at the opposite side as well. This right here is the front side of the farm, and there you want to place 3 trapdoors in these positions, and then you can go ahead and break the 2 dirt blocks. You can now go ahead and flick the trapdoors as well. Of course, you will also need to break this dirt block right here, and then you want to take a water bucket and waterlog the leaves in this position, so the water flows nicely all the way to the fences, and then on top of each of these water streams, you want to place 1 solid block looking something like this. As the next step, what you want to do is to stand on top of our little platform right here and place a trapdoor on top of each of these 3 fences. This is very important because the trapdoors have to open this way. As the next step, we want to get ourselves some tridents. Now, for my 9 armadillos within this farm, we will need 9 tridents, so 1 trident per armadillo. This may sound expensive, but I have a very good trident farm that will give you that amount within minutes of using the farm. Link to that is in the description if you want to build it. Now, if you have another number of armadillos in the farm, of course, you will have to adjust the number of tridents as well. In order to place the tridents, what you want to do is to place a trapdoor on top of this trapdoor right here, flick it, and then throw 3 tridents, because we have 3 armadillos in the composter, against that trapdoor. Then go ahead and break the trapdoor. All the 3 tridents should drop onto the other one. Then you want to repeat this 2 more times. Place a trapdoor, flick it, place the tridents, throw them against the trapdoor, break the trapdoor, and repeat this a 3rd time. At this point, if you accidentally collect any of the tridents, you want to make sure to replace them, otherwise the farm will not work later. Once you got all the tridents in place, we will finish everything off with a little redstone action. In order to do this, come to the back side of the farm, and there you want to place 4 glass blocks or any other building blocks in these positions. So you have 5 glass blocks in total right here. Then what you want to do is to place a lever in this position and a redstone comparator behind. You want to click on that comparator so it lights up like this. Then place 3 redstone dust all around, and also place 1 redstone dust on top of each of these building blocks right here. Now, when you go ahead and flick the lever, then all the trapdoors should be powered by the redstone clock, and you should hear the sound of the tridents. This will mean that the farm will work later, and all the mobs in the farm will get killed automatically. This is because the farm relies on silverfish, which deliver all the experience that you want. Now at this point you can go ahead and flick off the lever. We tested the farm and it should work later. And at this point the farm also is almost finished. The last step is to take 3 cactus, or cacti, or whatever you want to call it, and you want to place the cactus on top of the sand blocks. Now you'll hear that the armadillos hurt, but don't worry, they won't die because they regenerate faster than they hurt. For this to happen, it is very important that the zombie is already in place. Otherwise, the armadillos won't curl up and they will die. But before we can actually use the farm, which is totally insane, trust me, you will need some splash potions of infestation. And in order to brew them, you will need some water bottles, some nether wart, a stone, a gunpowder, a blaze powder as fuel for the brewing stand, and the actual brewing stand. Now these 3 splash potions of infestation will equal 6 minutes of experience, and this is far more than 100 levels. But if you still want to collect more experience, you can also brew more than 3 bottles of infestation. Now, in order to brew them, what you want to do is to place down the brewing stand and put the fuel inside. Then place the water bottles inside the brewing stand and first of all put in some nether wart. Next up, continue with some stone and finish it off with some gunpowder. And this, my guys, will give you splash potions of infestation. Now, as you can see, I'm in survival mode and I have no experience levels at all. So let me show you how this works. In order to start the farm, you want to flick this lever to start the trident killer. Then you want to take out a splash potion of infestation and throw it directly against the middle of the wall right here. This will start the farm, all the silverfish will spawn and all the experience will lay down on the floor, and you just have to collect it by going all the way around the farm. The experience just spills on the floor and you just have collected. It is so insane and I can't even find the words to describe this. So let's just wait until the effect fades and let's see how many levels we can get with one bottle of infestation. After slightly more than 2 minutes, the effect vanished and I got all the way to level 75. If you want to repeat this insanity, you just have to throw one more potion of infestation against the wall right here. Now, if you decide to do something else and not use this farm, I recommend breaking the 3 cactuses that we have right here. This just makes sure that the armadillos won't die at all, even if the zombie is unloaded. Also, you don't want to have any baby armadillos in the farm because this will cause problems with the silverfish. If you liked the video and it helped you, please don't forget to subscribe. This would help me very much and you won't miss further content. And then, I hope we see us again in the next video. See ya! This Minecraft Bedrock mob XP farm is super easy to build and will give you tons of good loot and experience within only minutes of AFKing, so build it right now. First of all, let's talk about biomes. Generally speaking, you can build this farm wherever you want, so in every biome apart from lakes and rivers. I recommend building it above an ocean for the highest rates. Once you found a good spot, you want to go into your world settings and there make sure that you have the show coordinates settings on. Then you want to go ahead and stack up some blocks all the way to Y level 150 and you can use all the blocks that you want for this building. Now we are also gonna add some ladders at the side of this pillar so that we can easily access the top of the pillar. And once you're all the way back at the top, what you wanna do is to stand on top of the pillar and extend out by 3 into this direction and then by 5 into this direction right here. And this should give you a 6 by 4 rectangle. And let's just fill in all the blocks for the entire rectangle so you have a 4 by 6 platform. After this, you want to go to the back side and count down 1, 2, 3 blocks, and here at the third one, you want to place a double chest. After doing this, you want to place 1 hopper above each of these 2 chests, and then 2 more hoppers behind the first 2 hoppers like this. Next, you want to stand in front of the chest and you want to sneak and place 2 slabs in these 2 positions in front of the hoppers, and this way you can still open the chest when building the farm. Now what you want to do is to place blocks all the way around the entire thing. Make sure to leave the front side open and put a second layer on top of that thing. And as the next step, we're gonna go ahead and build a trident killer on this surface. In order to do this, what you want to do is to place a piston in this position and then place pistons every other block so you end up having this windmill shape. Then what you want to do is to place redstone torches at the outside of the piston. So you want to place them in the corner of the trident killer. You want to do this on all 4 pistons like this. And after doing this, we're also going to need 4 more observers. And you want to place the observer facing this way, so with the arrow pointing towards the piston. Again, you want to do this on all 4 sides. As the following step, you want to take a lever and place it at the front side at this piston right here. If you flick it, then it should spin around 1 time, and if you flick it a second time, this redstone clock should fire infinitely. You want to flick this off for now and throw in a trident. 1 will be enough for our case. As the next step, what you want to do is to take some solid blocks again and just put a rim on top of our trident killer. Once you finish the first layer, you want to put a second layer on top again, going all the way around the entire thing. Then you want to stand on top of one edge of that trident killer and you want to extend out by 7 blocks. So 5, 6, 7. then you want to do this on all 3 other edges as well. Now you should have a star shape like this, and as the next thing, you want to connect all these 4 lines to a square. Once we got that square set up, we want to fill in all the blocks so we have a solid platform to stand on. Make sure to leave these 4 blocks above the trident killer open. As you can see, I finished up this square platform, and this will be the floor for our mob farm. As the next step, what you want to do is to place 1 block at the side. You can choose either side of the square and then go up by 1. Now break that temporary block. And as the next step, you want to build a ring all the way around the platform. Make sure that it has an offset of 1 block at all points. With these blocks, you want to go all the way around, and once you've finished a first layer, you want to put a second layer on top, again going all the way around. And also, you want to make sure that these are solid blocks, so no blocks that can let light pass through. Now that we got a neat wall for our mob farm, you can come to the middle of the farm, and there you want to break these 4 blocks. These 4 blocks should be right at the corner at the trident killer. You want to replace them with magma blocks. And then you want to pick one of the magma blocks and go out by 3. So 1, 2, 3 blocks. And replace it with a magma block as well. Do that again, so a magma block right here. And also 1 block away, and it looks like this. Then you want to do this on all 4 sides. Now we already got a cross with magma blocks every 3 blocks. And now you want to finish up the entire grid by placing blocks in the corners as well. This should look something like this, and you want to do this for all 3 other corners as well. Once you finished it up, take a look and check whether you placed every magma block that you have to. You should have placed 36 magma blocks, so 6 by 6. As the next step, we want to cover every single one of these magma blocks with a trapdoor. This should be looking like this. And you want to do this with every of these magma blocks. Here we are, and now as the next step, you want to place 1 scaffolding on top of every single block where there is no magma block and trapdoor. This is because in scaffoldings, mobs will still be able to spawn, but we can place water streams above. Now it's quite a lot of work to place all these scaffoldings, but it will definitely be worth it in the end, and I'm already finished with this step. Now that we got all the scaffolding set up, we can start filling in the water streams. And in order to do this, what you want to do is to go to 1 corner of your choice. There, what you want to do is to place 3 blocks like this, then 2, and then 1 more, so you end up having this triangle shape. You want to do this to all 3 other corners as well. And after you did that to every single corner, you want to put another rim on top of our ring all the way around the entire farm. But make sure not to place another layer of blocks on top of the 4 triangles in the corner. We won't need that, and this would disturb our water streams. Now you want to go ahead and take out some water buckets, and you can place yourself an infinite water source out here outside the farm. Or you can just take it from the ocean if you want to. You would have to place 2 water buckets in these spots, and you will have infinite water to fill in all the water streams. First of all, you want to place water in all of these blocks. So beginning at 1 triangle at one side and ending at the other one, so right here. Then you want to do this on all 4 sides. Now in addition to that, what you want to do is to place water in all 4 corners on top of the 4 triangle shapes. And this will give us a perfect water stream with all the water flowing perfectly to the edge of the trident killer. If this is not the case for you, you messed up some of the lengths of the platform or maybe the water streams, so check the video again if you'd messed this up. But if you did everything correctly, you can go ahead with the next step. This is to place 1 block on top of the wall. You can do this wherever you want, and then go 1 block inside, remove that temporary block, and then you want to place a roof all above the water streams. Now this is 1 mob farm cell finished, and you could theoretically use the farm already, but I recommend putting more layers on top. 4 layers, so 3 added to this one would be my recommendation. This will give you a very high rate, but it's not that difficult and expensive to build. It just takes some time to place all the blocks. Now how do you put another layer on top of this one? The first thing that you want to do is to find the middle of that layer, and you want to break the 4 middle blocks that are above the trident killer, so all the mobs that spawn at the higher levels can also drop down into the trident killer. Then this right here, so the roof of the first layer is also the floor of the second layer, and you just have to go ahead and repeat the step that I have shown you outgoing from the platform that you created. In the end, this will be looking something like this. As you can see, I built the 4-layer version. Now you don't have to do this, you can do this with 2, 3 or just 1 layer, but I don't recommend going above level 4. Now however you decide, you also have to spawn proof the top. For this, just use regular torches and just enlighten everything on top of here. You don't have to spam all these torches, because since a recent update, the mob spawning has been changed so that the mobs can only spawn with no light at all. So this will be enough lighting for our case. Now last but definitely not least, we also have to create a good AFK spot for us to stand on while using the farm. Because if you would be standing right here, mobs won't spawn as frequent as with the AFK spot that I will be showing you. So in order to build this one, I recommend standing on top of this platform in front of the chest and look at your Y coordinate. This is 150 in my case, and you want to subtract 22, which will give you a Y coordinate of 128. And you want to go down your letters, and you want to go to that coordinate, and there you just want to build a small platform that is right underneath of our trident killer. So like this, centered with the center of the mob farm. If you want to, you can build yourself a small base right here. Also recommend lighting it up so no mobs can spawn right here. And then you can already go ahead and use the farm. If you want to do this, what you have to do is to go up the ladders. And now to activate the farm, you just have to flick on this lever right here. And this will kill all the mobs automatically. You just have to stand on top of your AFK spot for the farm to run with the best rates. If you want to get even better rates, you just want to take a sword with the looting 3 enchantment. And now let's just wait for 5 minutes to check our results. Now I waited for 5 minutes and let's check what we got. As you can see, we got a good amount of bones, arrows, gunpowder, which is very important, rotten flesh, some bows, a carrot even, an iron ingot, and also some loot from the witches that died in the farm. Of course, the longer you AFK, the more items you will get. So if you do this overnight, then this will give you an insane amount, and you would even have to build a larger storage system. Now in the end, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications, then you won't miss any further content, and I appreciate all of your support. Let's see us again in the next one. See ya! You thought Enderman XP farms have to be complex and hard to build? Well, let me prove you wrong. This farm will give you tons of experience and all these ender pearls for only all these items. And now of course it is within the nature of Enderman XP farms that they have to be built in the end dimension, so you first of all want to kill the ender dragon before you build this farm. Then the first thing that you want to do is to take about 2 stacks of leaves, and you want to go to one edge of the end island, and then you just want to extend out all the way with all these 2 stacks. Now once that 2-stack leaf bridge is finished, what you want to do is to take out your chest, and you want to place a double chest right at the end of that bridge. Then take out some more leaves and place them all around the chest like this. And once you did that, you want to take out the hoppers. And then you want to go behind the chest. There you want to place 1 hopper in this position, 1 hopper at the side and at the other side as well. And then you want to place 2 rows of 3 hoppers, all funneling into the ones before. So all of these 9 hoppers should now funnel into the chest right here. Next, go ahead, take out your carpets and place 1 carpet on top of each hopper. By doing this, we ensure that none of the XP orbs will get stuck in our hoppers. As the next step, you want to take some solid blocks and you want to place blocks all around the hoppers. You want to do this all the way around, and once we are finished with the first layer, we can go ahead and just do this with a second layer. But this time what you want to do is to leave out this exact block, which should be opposite to our double chest, and in the front side you also want to leave out these 3 blocks. In these 3 blocks you want to place upper slabs like this, and by doing this we ensure that we can collect all the experience that have enough space to travel underneath the slabs. As the next step, you want to take some more blocks and place them in all 4 corners like this, and then just repeat this a second time. So you just want to place these 5 blocks, then 3 blocks in front, and 5 more blocks at the other side, again leaving out the last side right here. Now at this exact block, which is opposite to our double chest, what you want to do is to stack out 20 blocks, so 3, 4, 5, and now you should be 20 blocks away from your platform. You want to take out some more blocks, and you want to extend out by 10 blocks into this direction right here, 7, 8, 9, 10, and do the same thing to the other direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you extend it out by 10 blocks into both directions, you want to turn to this side, and there you want to extend out by 20 more blocks, so 3, 18, 19, 20. And now you should have 2 sides of a rectangle, and you will just want to connect both of these sides by just adding 2 more sides to it. Now once you completed the 2 remaining sides of the rectangle, the very last step of the building process is to fill in this entire platform. And trust me, it is totally worth it to do, and you just have to place down the blocks. It is in fact pretty cheap to build, it just takes some time to place down all these blocks for the rectangle, but as said, it is totally worth it. As you can see, I'm now finished building the entire platform, and we already got tons of Endermen spawning. The very last thing I recommend doing is to place some leaf blocks on top of the wall that we created, just to ensure that no Enderman will spawn on top of here and could harm you. And by now, the farm is already finished. You can now drop down onto a great spot, which is right here at the chest. There you want to take your sword, and for the best rates, you should have the looting 3 enchantment on it. In order to use the farm, the only thing that you have to do is stand right on top of the AFK spot, and then you just want to look all the Endermen in the eyes. As you can see, they will automatically start coming to the platform, and you now just want to hit them and kill them. As you can see, you will automatically get all the experience in your inventory, and as you can see, this actually is pretty fast, and all the items will end up being in the chest right here. If you did everything correctly, Endermen will start spawning very frequently, and you can just do this as long as you want to and get all the experience and ender pearls that you want to get. Now, of course, I hope this video helped you. If it did, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. That way you won't miss any further content of my channel. And then we see us again in the next video. See ya! Here's a simple XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21. When building this farm, make sure not to use any kind of these building blocks. Instead, I will use smooth stone. The first thing that you want to do is to dig out a 2x2 square and replace it with building blocks. Then you want to place pistons outside every other block, like this. And after doing this, you want to place observers in all these positions. Make sure they're facing the same direction as they do right here. Next, decide which side is the front side of your farm. There you want to place a lever at the side of the piston and flick it once like this. Now throw your trident at the opposite piston right here. You flick it once and this will create a trident killer, which you want to shut off for now. As the next step, you want to place a wall all around the trident killer that has the height of 2 blocks. If you want to, you can place a window at the front side out of 2 glass blocks, which will allow you to look inside of the farm. Then what you want to do is to place a temporal block right here, and then 2 glass blocks in front of the glass blocks you already placed. Remove the holder block, and then place buttons in front of the glass right here. The next thing we're gonna do is to take some more blocks, and you want to place a 2x2 platform at the backside of our farm, and actually 2 more blocks in these 2 positions as well. Now that we got this 2x3 platform, you want to place a block in this position, and you want to take your blocks and go all the way around your 2x3 platform so you create a wall. Then you want to make sure to place 2 blocks in these positions as well. And once you completed the first layer, you want to put a second layer of blocks on top, going again all the way around. But this time you want to place 2 more blocks in these 2 positions as well. And after doing this, you want to do the same thing for the third layer as well. And again, you want to mirror the one below with the 2 blocks right here as well. Then go ahead, remove this block right here and replace it with a piston. And do the same thing at the opposite side, remove this block, replace it with a piston. And we want to place levers behind these pistons so that we are able to activate them. Then go ahead, jump inside your chamber right here you want to place water in this exact corner. It should flow until the edge but should not drop down because of our 2 buttons. Then you want to destroy this middle block right here and place a sticky piston on the floor of your world, then a magma block on top. Now you want to get outside and you want to place a lever at the side of the sticky piston. Lastly, cover up this hole with 2 blocks, and now our general setup is finished. At this point you want to create an iron golem that will drop into our chamber at the top, looking something like this right here. You can allow yourself to have an easy access to the top by just placing 6 ladders at the side of your farm. Now you need to set up a brewing stand, put in some water bottles, throw in a nether wart, then continue with some stone and finish it off with some gunpowder. This will give you splash potions of infestation and you're now able to use the farm. To use the farm, what you want to do is to activate the trident killer. Then you want to go up the ladders and you want to flick these 2 levers at the side of the pistons as well, which will push the iron golem in the middle. You want to give the iron golem 1 splash potion and then you want to drop down again and activate the entire farm using this lever right here. Now as you can see, all the silverfish will spawn and they will drop down into our killing chamber and you will automatically collect all the experience by just standing right here. Make sure to heal the iron golem with some iron ingots from time to time, otherwise the iron golem would die. As you can see, even up here we collect all the experience and already got to level 30. After 3 minutes you will have to drop down again, deactivate your farm using this lever right here and throw another potion of infestation at your iron golem. Just make sure that your game doesn't crash with all the silverfish spawning. You can also go ahead and throw more than 1 trident into your killing chamber, then you will have better rates and you don't have the risk that your game crashes. Now this is it. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications, then you won't miss any further content and we see us again in the next video. See ya! Next up, my favorite farm, which is the Gold XP Farm. In order to build this simple Gold XP farm, the first thing you want to do is to place down a row out of 20 solid blocks. After you place your 20 blocks row, what you want to do is to put another layer of blocks on top of it. After you did this, you want to grab your obsidian blocks and then you want to go ahead and just put another layer out of solid obsidian blocks on top. Now at both sides of this obsidian row, what you want to do is to stack up 22 blocks. This means currently we're at Y67, this is the middle coordinate, so we end up being at Y89. And this is right here, and you want to repeat this at the other side. Of course, you will have to do this with your specific coordinates, these might change. Once you did this at both sides, you can finish up your nether portal frame by just putting the top side on. Now that you got your nether portal frame, I want you to test the portal out. So what you want to do is to light up the portal, and if a zombie piglin already spawned, this is good because we want to notice the side where they are spawning on. If they didn't, then you can simply just destroy 1 block of the portal frame, replace it, and then just do it again. Now that we know the side where the zombie piglins will always spawn, this side right here, we can place in some more blocks, 6 in this case, to place a wall, and you want to do the same thing at the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Now you want to leave out this row of blocks, grab some glass and just place yourself a window in front that has the size 18 by 3, so put another layer on top and we have 3 layers of glass. Now you want to get into that gap where you left out the blocks, and then what you want to do is to go to one side, place a water bucket, and then you want to go to the opposite side and place another water bucket again, and this will leave out 2 blocks in the middle. If this is the case for you, you made everything correctly. Now, facing the portal frame, you want to dig down 20 blocks. Now we were at Y64, this means we have to go all the way down to Y44. Now what you want to do is to turn around, so away from the portal, and you want to go 2 blocks into this direction. Now dig out 2 more blocks underneath the drop hole that we created, and there you want to replace the blocks with some chests, and you want to place 2 hoppers on top. On top of both of these hoppers, you want to place 1 slab each, like this, and our killing chamber is finished. Now dig out blocks all the way to the top and place ladders continuously so you have a nice access to this killing spot. You should get out directly next to our window. Now you want to go behind the portal, and what you want to do is to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks right at the side of the nether portal frame. Then you want to go 2 blocks into this direction, turn around and go back and just connect everything to a rectangle. In the middle you should have 7 empty blocks, and this is where we want to place some observers. You want to leave out the first block and then place observers all the way to the end. All the arrows should be pointing that way. And at the other side you want to place one more observer but facing the other side. This will create a redstone clock, and we will use this to power the nether portal so ignite it every time it is destroyed. As the next step, you want to place 1 door right behind every observer, which accounts for 7 doors, and you want to surround them with some blocks. You want to leave open the blocks above the observers, and this is where you want to place the lava, and you want to place the lava at the exact middle block, and the lava should flow out to both ways and should cover all the observers. As you can see, our nether portal already lit up. For now, you want to remove 1 block of the nether portal frame again, and what you want to do as the next step is to place 1 block in this position behind the portal, then a dispenser on top of this block which faces the portal, and you want to put a powder snow bucket inside. Now a water bucket would technically work as well, but I recommend using a powder snow bucket. As next step, what you want to do is to place 1 temporal block right next to the dispenser and 1 observer facing that way. You want to remove the block, and you want to place 1 more observer facing the other way, and this should create a redstone clock for you, powering the dispenser on and off. Now right underneath the observer you want to place a block in this position, and then a sticky piston facing upwards. You want to place a lever at the side of the block, flick it once, power it another time, and this should pull back the observer and it should stop the redstone clock from firing. At this point you just have to replace the obsidian block and your farm is ready to work. In order to start using the farm, what you have to do is to go to the back side and flick this lever. This will activate the farm, and now you just have to go down the ladders all the way down to your killing chamber. There you want to grab a sword which should have the looting 3 enchantment, but it has no influence on the experience, and you can start killing all the zombie pigmen. Make sure not to get hit, so stand right at the end of our killing chamber, and all the experience will get to you fully automatically. If you want to have the highest rates, what you got to do is to go into your settings and set the difficulty to hard, and this will spawn the most zombie piglins for you. As you can see, zombie piglins spawn and drop down pretty quickly, and you will get all the experience fully automatically, and all the items will end up being in the chest or in your inventory. And lastly, the classic semi-AFK fish farm. In order to build this very easy AFK fish farm, the first thing you want to do is to remove 3 blocks in the floor. And then you want to make this hole 3 blocks deeper, so 1, 2 and 3. And you want to go ahead and place a double chest at one side of that hole. And then you want to grab a hopper and you want to place it in the remaining spot of the hole. Make sure it funnels directly into the large chest. Next, you want to grab some ladders and place 2 of them at these 2 positions above the double chest. Then you want to go up the ladders and you want to place a trapdoor right above the ladders. Then you want to go ahead and place a temporal block on top of your hopper with a rail and a minecart with hopper on top. Then you want to go ahead and just break the block so the minecart with hopper drops down. Now at the exact same block where you got the minecart with hopper, you want to take a sign and you want to place a sign in that position. Now you also want to place 2 solid blocks in these 2 positions, and this will allow us to place some lava in this location right here, 1 block underneath the surface, and the lava should not flow into our system. But as the next step, you want to place a chest right behind the lava in this exact position. You want to place trapdoors all the way around the chest, which should account for 5 trapdoors, so you want to place them in these 5 locations. And after doing this, you want to flick all of them. After you did this, grab a white banner or any other kind of banner that you want, and place it in front of the chest so it drops down all the way to the lava. Lastly, grab your 2 water buckets and place them in this position and waterlock the chest, and also place a solid block on top of the chest with a slab at the side. This slab will prohibit us from falling into the lava. In order to perfectly use the farm, I recommend having a fishing rod with Luck of the Sea 3 and Lure 3. This will give you the most experience and the best loot at once. In order to use it, you want to stand right next to your slab and you want to click on the banner. Whenever you caught a fish, the fishing rod will automatically retract and will get the loot for you every time. So the farm is not fully AFK, but you will never lose any items because you got the perfect timing. All the experience will get to you automatically and all the loot will be in the double chest below. At this point, if this video helped you, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss further content. And then hope we'll see us again in the next video. See ya! This farm is totally insane, so here's how to build the best Armadillo XP farm in Minecraft Bedrock edition. The first thing that you want to do in order to build this farm is to break a block in the floor and replace it with a stone brick. However you place it, the side with the line will always be the south side of the block. There you want to break another block and replace it with sand. Now go ahead, break the stone brick, grab some temporary blocks like dirt or something else, and place blocks all around the hole. On 2 opposite sides you also want to place another block on top, and now place a trapdoor and flick it, because now we want to get a zombie in this hole. To do this, wait until it's night, lure a zombie towards your farm, jump through the gap right here, and the zombie should drop right into the farm where it belongs. Once it stops bouncing around, you can go ahead and place a solid block above its head, and then you can wait until it's day again and continue building the farm. You want to break the temporary blocks you placed to lure the zombie into it, and you also want to break the trapdoor right here and give the zombie a name tag. Now on top of the sand block you want to go ahead and place a cactus, and above that a composter. Now grab some more blocks and place them like so you have a staircase, and also you want to place some blocks all around the composter. Then take some rails and place the rails on top of the staircase and in front of the farm with a minecart in this position. We now want to lure some of these armadillos that spawn in savanna and badlands biomes to the farm, and in order to do this you can use some spider eyes because this will attract them. Once they're in a specific range to the farm they will curl in, so you want to extend your minecart track all the way to your armadillos, put down the minecart and then just push one of the armadillos into it, and you want to push the minecart up the staircase, then break the minecart and the armadillo should drop into the composter. Now you can do this with as many armadillos as you want to. The more you use, the more experience you will get later per minute. For now I will use 4 armadillos. As the next step you want to break the minecart track again and also all the holder blocks that you placed in order to get them there. By the way, if you're annoyed by the sound they make, you can just destroy the cactus for a moment and replace it later. As the next step, take a block of leaves and place it on top of the solid block above the zombie. Then place 2 glass blocks in these 2 positions and mirror the same thing to the other side. Then you want to go to the back side and place a trapdoor and flick it. Then what you want to do as the next step is to place a temporal block in this position and also a fence right in this position. You want to break the holder block, take yourself a water bucket and pour it down into the leaf. The water should not flow down but should stop right at the composter. Now take 2 solid blocks and place them in these 2 positions. Go to one side and place 2 more glass blocks like this and also 1 solid block in this position. Then you want to place a redstone comparator right in this position right here and click it once so it lights up. Then a lever in this position, 3 redstone dust all around the redstone comparator and 1 more redstone dust right in this position. Now take a trapdoor, turn around and place it on top of the fence, and if you test the system, the trapdoor should open this way. Then turn the system off again. You also want to place another trapdoor right in front of this redstone dust and flick it open. After that you want to take some tridents and throw them against the trapdoor. Now if you have 4 armadillos like I do, you will need 3 tridents, and per armadillo extra you will need 1 extra trident. Next, activate your brewing skills. You want to put 3 water bottles inside the brewing stand And first of all, nether warts, then some stone which you can get by smelting cobblestone, and finally 1 gunpowder. This will yield 3 splash potions of infestation and will give you tons of experience when using it with this farm. In order to use this farm in survival, you want to break this trapdoor, which should let all the tridents drop down onto the other trapdoor. Then you want to activate the redstone clock, and you want to place the cactus beneath the armadillos. Now take a 1 splash potion of infestation and throw it at the composter, and your farm should start. As you can see, all the silverfish will die and all the experience will get dropped, and you can simply collect it by just standing down here. Let's see how much experience I get with just 1 splash potion of infestation. After using just 1 potion of infestation, I got all the way to level 50, which is totally insane in just 3 minutes. If I helped you with this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This will help us both and you won't miss further content. Then we see us again in the next video. See ya!